Oh my God, that was amazing.
So good. Thank you, Sci-Fi Brony, for your continued commitment to producing incredible intros for the live show. Thank you so much. Yeah, incredible. The new theme absolutely deserved some great intros. Speaking of which,
did you guys see that?
We have a prototype for the Derpa Prize keyring.
Okay, this is not what we originally thought about doing. This is a 2D, and we printed it very big so that you could see it on stream. But we decided to try to print the Derpa Prize so that we could maybe have some merch for the first time. What do you guys think? Yeah, this one is absolutely huge, Cameron. This is not. Yeah.
We kind of just wanted to see some like details and see if it would work. It's a proper prototype that will just stay in our studio, I believe.
Yeah.
But yes, like we're now going to shrink that down. We're going to add a bit more detail, I think. Add a couple more colors.
Maybe some of the just like some little light gray things.
I'd like some of that. But we could potentially lose the black border and have the gray windows. But yeah, got to do some tweaking.
Enlarge to show texture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this is our 2D version of the Derpa Prize. This is kind of where we're starting. You like it, Mark? I'm so glad. We really do want to do the 3D model of the actual Derpa Prize. And Ian was asking me, like, what do you think we should print it in? And I was like, the most muted, uncomfortable gray.
Yeah, just gray.
Possible.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be super highly detailed. I think what makes the Derpa Prize OG the very best is that it is a pure laughable derp. Yeah. Thanks, Cameron. You know, I kind of feel the same. Like I was talking with a friend about our show and just like, it just feels incredible to be able to just jump in and chat with you guys and do random stuff. And then the fact that we have a 3D printer to even mess with right now and then it prints in multiple colors. So it just looks so cool.
Yeah. I love it. Honestly, I want that on my key rings. Trying to figure out the thickness. Might make it a little bit thicker.
And I'm wondering if we need to like make a little insert so we can maybe print a sticker to show. But I think it's fine for our first sort of...
Yeah, first foray.
And we didn't have to ask someone else to make it.
No, that's all us.
We're just doing it with our supplies.
The design. The design we have to
I think what you meant is us.
Physically
the people, the group of people.
Yeah.
Like the Steve Not Reeves design.
Yeah.
And then everybody just having fun together. So
we didn't have to go through the shipping of getting it to us, all of that stuff. We can just permutate it as well.
It's so crazy too that you just like turn it and there's nothing there.
It's basically gone. Yeah. I'll probably make it thicker on the mail one.
But it's fine. So yeah, more to come on that. What?
Anyone else having stream suddenly stop randomly, or is it on my end? Mine too.
Oh no. Oh my God, no.
That's weird. Okay, everyone else seems to be okay.
No, thank God. The cat is not allowed into the room that we're now calling engineering.
Yeah, engineering is locked down. You're not getting in there.
We sort of have like an understanding in the house that if the door is left open, you have full freedom to be like, who left the door open? No. It's not
gave her that permission.
So Iris is very excited to talk about when I forget something. Speaking of leaving doors open, today I went to the backyard and walked to the front yard, which meant I had to go through the gate and I didn't close it. I let the dogs out in the backyard and then they showed up on the security cameras in the front yard. And I'm just glad that they are happy to stay close to home because that was a terrifying moment of the what ifs that kind of come into your brain.
Well, it's a sucky way to figure it out because it's just like that's the second week in a row where it's like there is somebody at the door.
That is my own
battle stations, everybody. That's annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the animal stories. I don't think we have any other animal stories this week.
Well, we have some in the outtakes for you, that's for sure.
Do we?
I got razzed about something in the outtakes, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that one.
Amazing. We do need an update on Maleficent because I kept that in the outtakes last week. Is she dead or is she alive?
No, she's totally alive right now.
Shit.
I've managed. I mean, I can't believe you said that.
Purely for the reaction. purely for the reaction.
No, there was part of you that believed that.
No, I don't want it.
There's part of you that like.
Do I?
Do you?
Want Maleficent dead?
I think you might.
No, I don't.
Let's explore that.
No, that would be so sad. That would be so sad if Maleficent died.
Got a second chug on Twitch. What does that mean? Like another ad?
Chug. That's annoying.
Okay. No, Maleficent is alive, and I managed to not kill her. So we've gone 1 week where I haven't seen major signs of distress. So I'm incredibly grateful.
Okay, that's good.
But the friend that came over to help me with some plant triage also brought along several more plants for me, and they're all in the succulent variety.
So does that mean they should be hard to kill?
No. No. Yes. So they don't like to be watered like other plants do, but they also enjoy being soaked and then immediately dried, as if it's sort of one of those floody rain things and it just washes away in the desert. So that means that I still have to figure out how to keep them alive. It's not only that they like to have specific kinds of light, now they also want to be really, really wet and then very dry very quickly.
Oh my god, that's a lot. I guess so they want the heat. They want to be evaporated.
Yeah, if you need to switch over, do it. Do whatever you must do. So yes, I'm not. I have gone from one kind of plant that just is cool, like whenever it needs water and is wilty, you still have time to water it and it bounces back. The philodendron is my favorite one because it's usually bounce backy. But I've been gifted one that loves to be wet, loves water, and now I have some that love to be watered but then dry. And they like different kinds of light, and this is what we
could do an entire D&D campaign with the time that you spend on the plants.
You're not wrong now. I've literally gone from a few kinds of plants that have been chopped into many littler plants, smaller plants, to now having I think, how many do you think I have now? 30?
Oh, at least. Yeah.
It's crazy. I didn't think I would be evolving this quickly.
But what I do like is that it sounds really dumb, because I know there's enough oxygen in the house. But I really like having plants because I feel like it gives us more oxygen. And that's so dumb. That's such a woo-woo thing to say.
But
I feel like more plants in the house can only be a good thing.
I do not disagree.
Sorry.
What?
Philodendron. My boy went to school with him.
Oh, it's like O'Brien. It's like another clan.
Amazing.
D&D campaign where a Titan horror slowly destroys all the plant people. Oh my god. And we're like the plant people and we're trying to escape.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Here's the setting. A hag collects plants. Some of her potion stuff spills onto one of what's Maleficent? What is she? Philodendron?
That's it.
Spills onto a philodendron.
Okay.
It expands. It accelerates it. There is no consciousness. It takes over the house. It kills her. 1,000 years passes, and this philodendron is just consuming all life on this planet. That's the BBEG.
Is that when our crew enters the scene?
Yes.
The last bastion of hope?
Yes.
Are they turned into plant people? This sounds very Last of Us.
Doctor Who. Okay. That does happen in Doctor Who, and it's fucking gross in a Tom Baker serial. No, I think we get there because there's it's an interesting thing. It's like, this is the biggest plant in the known galaxy and we want to study it, and then we discover the origins. And then we have to come to terms with, do we destroy it?
Hey AIDS, hope you're feeling okay.
Oh.
Even if it's routine. Simple same day minor surgery stuff, it still is important to recover. So thanks for coming and saying hello.
I don't know what is going on with Twitch. I've got it up and it seems fine here, but I believe you all. I believe your experience is valid.
We will carry on, and hopefully on a rewatch it'll be kind of smooth.
Carry on my wayward stream.
There was a Shonen Jumpman manga this year that wasn't good, but the BBEG was a giant flower that took over Tokyo. There you go.
Shit! Stole our idea. Fuck. God damn it.
Before we get started, I do want to say just a quick Minecraft update because some fun things have been happening since we impulsively launched our server 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, we have had, so far, I think 11 people. 10? 9 people, including us. It's 11.
Yeah, including us is 11.
So just as a heads up, Ian and I will be posting first on Patreon and then onto the Minecraft Discord, which anyone can join the Minecraft Discord, but to join our server right now, it's just open to our founding tieflingers on Patreon. It's just $3 a month, but our server capacity is 10. So we're hoping it's going to be fine because we would like to play frequently enough that like it's never feeling like people they're getting excluded. So if it happens that you're frustrated, you can't join when Ian and I are there, please just reach out, let us know, because we can start to look at other server options that cost more, like they cost money to maintain. So we will address that if it becomes an issue, but hopefully with just the kind of small amount of us that are playing, it shouldn't be too much of an issue until everybody wants to get on at the same time. And then some people are going to have to just sit out. And I am so sorry for that.
It's going to be an evolving thing, but we want to keep it at the $3 level as long as possible. But I think if we upgrade to the more complicated server that can allow for lots of people, then I think the max it's going to go up to is like $5 a month just to maintain that.
We'll figure that out down the line. We'll figure out
the details of that.
And there also might be a Minecraft sponsor who just covers it for a while. Who knows?
Wait, we're getting sponsored by Minecraft?
Come on, Minecraft. We know you love our show.
We never say anything bad about you. They haven't done a Minecraft episode of Star Trek. They should.
Of course they should.
They absolutely should.
Something else about Minecraft that I just want to say
JCD.
before we get into the show specifically about Minecraft is that we're having a lot of fun and we're learning new things too. Like, for example, where to build your houses and how we're all going to kind of have like a little hub together. I have a really kooky idea, and I think this might be part of the community build ideas. But I had this idea to do a cetacean ops and actually put dolphins inside of a big tube.
Yep.
And then Ian pointed out that should be the map room.
This is where we keep our maps.
So
it's amazing.
Right now we have kind of like this little command central area that I am confident we're going to be renaming. It's called home base on all the signs. We're going to have to redo it because my vision is that we make like the cetacean ops map room in the mountain area because we're all sort of next to a big mountain. And then let's just go forward 10 years and pretend that we're all still playing Minecraft together. I know that sounds silly, but let's just pretend for a second. I can just imagine that we build all of these rooms because I have this other idea for a command central like station where you walk by and it auto puts on your like dyed clothes for you. And then like you can use the shelves to switch out your options and join the engineering crew. It's a nerdy vision has entered my brain.
Heck yeah.
So I'm thinking about like just building it wherever and not being super worried about it. And then years down the line, making a ship big enough to like actually encapsulate it all. So you can actually just walk around inside of the ship. It's going to be potentially great.
Love it. Love that idea.
So my imagination is very excited. I want to remind you, you guys can play anytime you want to. The server is open. You don't have to wait for Ian and I to be there. We do have, for those of you that are watching this for the first time, learning about Minecraft the first time, so not only do you have to be a tieflinger, you also need to just sign our little form that you're not going to be a grieving asshole. Now, that's actually a term in the game, just so you know. So all of that you can find on Patreon, or you can find it in our Minecraft section of Discord. And I think that's it for my little updates today.
Let's build an enterprise in Minecraft.
I know we're going to.
What I really want is I want to build a survival enterprise. So it's like gathering all of the resources.
We have to.
Decide on the scale.
That's what I'm saying is that eventually we just build it around what we already have.
Yeah,
like
and then
make it massive where...
And delete the landscape around it.
Yes,
so
exactly. It's just floating.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
It'll be fun. Anyway, we, in the water. Yeah, we could just make it that easy. Hey, so there you go. We just have to figure out how to get the dolphins up a mountain into our base because it's survival, so we can't just drop them in.
Leash?
I'm guessing we would have to like
leash on elytra.
We'd have to build a waterway system up to the top and then cod them up. And
cod?
Then because they follow cod.
Oh, so you literally verbed cod. That's amazing. That's great.
Oh, Cameron, you can still avoid it anyway. It's silliness, it's craziness, it's cuckoo-ness.
Don't do it.
But
I'm
very excited to just play. I also have to say I'm very excited that we're all a very learning group, because there are some people who've never played Minecraft before that have reached out and like, I want to play, but I've never played before. I love teaching. So just DM me on Discord and we will set up some time and we can just go into like a little space and I can give you the lowdown on Minecraft. I really enjoyed doing that. So please don't think you can't come and play.
Okay. Do you want to do our disclaimers?
It was already on the intro.
Oh, yeah. This is an R-rated show.
Okay. It's an R-rated show. We're broadcasting live on Twitch and on YouTube. You can find this the newest episodes of Captain's Pod.
And the nudist episodes.
On Ian and I's YouTube channel indefinitely. So if it's gone from Twitch, you can always watch it later on YouTube. It's youtube.com/@IanandDanae. If you want to see any of the older episodes of Captain's Pod over the last few years when we were on the CSPN group, you can find that at the CinemaSins Podcast Network on YouTube, and you'll just see a playlist there of all of our older shows. So you can still catch all of it if you are enjoying this live format. Here on this live format, it's raw, it's real, it's R-rated, and you get to see all of the bloopers.
Yeah.
So you get to see things that don't make it into the podcast, but we do go into the actual recording of the podcast, meaning we stop talking to you, the live chatters. We come back and chat with you at the end. We do pin your comments as you put them out for us to see what just happened. Oh, yes. You influence the show by not only having great points that you make or facts that you've looked up. Since we just watched it and then came downstairs, we haven't had a bunch of time to prep for the show today, or at least I haven't. So
I have my entire life to prep for this show. I've seen this episode dozens of times.
I'm not responsible for the editing, but I like to give you guys credit for what you say, but some people like to steal the comments on the show. So, but yeah, thank you for interacting and thank you for being here and thank you for watching the stupid ads that we can't control. We appreciate your time. Okay, I think that's it.
Let's do it. Let's go do a show. Welcome to 10 Forward, the part of the show where we grab something from the replicator and share our immediate thoughts and feelings on the episode we just watched together. Most important question first, Ambassador, what would you like from the replicator?
Fuck. Oh, no.
Oh, you have so many options, Ambassador.
I mean, there's so many things that happen this episode. I'm always thinking about, it's got to be tea Earl Grey hot. That actually happened this episode.
It might be the first time.
And I don't remember having ever seen it since the beginning of our show. And I can't take the opportunity and pass it by.
Yeah.
But like the kid version.
You mean you want tea Earl Grey hot?
With the little smaller handle meant for the tinier little hand.
No.
Maybe it did. I don't know.
Was it? I missed it. Was it the glass one with
I think it was the glass.
No. That's the size. And I'm annoyed by that because I bought a set that is authorized by Star Trek. I won't name the company, but you probably all know. And it's a set of Jean-Luc Earl Grey tea drinking glasses. And they're so fucking small. You can't fit a third of a cup of tea. I'd have to have 9 of them a day. They are so small. There's no way they're getting you through any kind of invasion.
Yeah, a sippy cup. Exactly.
It was a little sippy cup. Well, I would like a bilateral collateral, please, from the replicator.
Oh, man, I can't wait to talk about this episode.
I love that so much.
I have to say, before we jump in any further, I think over time, I just have completely disrespected your idea to go through these episodes in some kind of make sense order. And I just start talking. And so today I'm going to do everything in your order.
No, people love your chaos.
No.
And I wrangle
it. I have to try.
Nothing to do in the edit.
I have to try. It's like the pendulum has swung too far.
No.
And I'm lassoing it and trying to reel it back in a little bit.
You've got to be true to yourself. But let's see how this goes. Let's see how it happens. Ambassador, on that note, give us a synopsis.
Okay. My predictions have pretty much come true.
Yeah.
Once more, pretty much. This is an episode when our beloved crew, well, actually, I can't say that because really it's only one that I adore, which is Picard. And everybody else was pretty boring. And I would have I would have loved if my crew,
gasp,
like,
Baby
imagine
Deanna.
it. Yeah, Baby Deanna,
Riker.
Baby Riker.
Oh my gosh.
Just like that's the show. That's what I wanted. But I think I'm
now just picturing young Riker, like 12-year-olds, still doing the Riker maneuver over the chair and still like having his knee up on everything. All of the mannerisms that you could have had, and you wouldn't have even had to have young Deanna in the episode because that would have been accurate.
Could you quit it? She actually had some really great points this episode, sir.
For a minute.
So yeah, in this episode, they all turn into little children, and the
Data
ship
turns into a microwave. Sorry, I'm derailing you. I'm so sorry.
The pendulum. That's what happened. Is I pulled back and got more serious, and like I'm you just
jumping in.
Wow, have I upset the great balance?
I think so. I blame the transporters.
But don't worry, the Ferengi take over the ship, and so the kids get to save the day. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's great. That's basically it. Ambassador, overall thoughts and feelings. Did you have a good time with this episode? Do you think it fits the category of what the fun, which is where I personally place it?
I think so, because I feel like what I'm learning that the general consensus of what the fun is just something unexpected goes down. But there's been a moment in every episode where I'm like, oh, now I understand why this is a what the fuck episode. And that is absolutely, yeah, please.
It's O'Brien and Keiko.
Uh-huh. Yep. Mommy. Mommy, come read me a book, Mommy. You're not my mommy. Like, oh, wow. I, in that moment, was thinking a few things, but one of the dominant voices in my mind was, you have to talk about this live. Like, yes. What are you going to say about this moment? So I can absolutely see why this is going to be in this season's episodes. I'm trying to think of like what other episodes, like what other categories this is. This is absolutely a transporter fuck something category.
Could have happened in that season. Yeah, absolutely.
This is a Beverly Saves the Day episode.
Geordie saves the day.
What?
Beverly states the obvious. Geordie saves the day. Beverly tells it.
No, I can see that.
It could have been, Riker could have said, hey, computer, can you read the test results to me?
No, Beverly was having ideas in engineering and got cut off because of the Ferengi situation.
Ideas that Geordie would have got. Sorry. Wow. I'm feeling spacey this week. I am spacey. Before we get into any details, your predictions were very... Sorry, we didn't actually get an answer. Did you like the episode overall?
I just did something really clever.
You hid your face so you didn't have to answer the question?
I flipped you off underneath my cup and then took 2 drinks, but because my hand is so fucking white and the bottom of my cup is also like white, like you can't see it.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't. Anyway.
I mean, I also didn't see it because your monitor is in the way, so I didn't even see it in the room.
I was trying. And then I had to tell on myself, so it's not really that great.
You exposed yourself.
Okay, so you just asked me if I liked that. Yes, I did like this episode. I think there's a couple of moments that like really made it sing for me, and overall I liked it. I can't tell you what the moments are because we haven't got to that part of the episode yet.
I'm so proud of you, and this feels very wrong. I really love this episode. I especially love the second half of the episode. That's where for me all of the really great moments are, and I wish the second half lasted longer. It may actually just be the final third that I really, really like. But this is weirdly one of my go-to episodes. If I'm throwing it on with my dad, it'll be Rascals because it's fun. It's a bit goofy. I don't get a lot of what the fuck. I do get more what the fun from this, but it's just one of those kooky transporter episodes where it's just, what can we get the transporter to do that's going to be that's going to be fun and is going to be weird this week. I always have a good time with it.
And similar to last week, I feel like this episode is also giving a tragic backstory a moment to have some heart.
Yes.
And unfortunately for me, it's a character I don't really remember. And so just like last week, not really having a connection to the tragic backstory on display in front of me. I had a similar experience this one, but I could see what the episode was trying to do, which was giving a very serious character something to some joy, and then like letting that be part of the purpose. So I think it is it's definitely more of a fun with a very strong what the fuck moment with O'Brien.
Mm-hmm. Very, very. Well, let's get into it. Your predictions were a black and white show called The Rascals is what it's kind of going to be based on. Rebellious children acting out. Crew has transported somewhere. You didn't necessarily say it was a transporter accident, just that they transported somewhere and they have to, our crew
and
has
something
to
happened in the transporter, like they become a rascal. That's exactly what happened. So kooky.
Great. You did really, really
As soon as they were getting beamed, I saw the plants, and I was thinking also about the plant incident where there was the Tuvik situation.
Yeah.
And so I thought that the plant had something to do with the incident.
That was my number one question. When they're geeking out and you see the plants, were you immediately triggered, just like, oh, fuck, no, it's going to be the plants?
Yeah, I really did think that. I mean, they gave a little bit of a clue later on with a mystery of what was happening with the transporter situation, but it definitely wasn't the plant.
No, you can't blame the plant this time.
However, right in that moment, I was like, oh my God, they're going to become kids. And because I'm live typing my notes, I literally typed it out and then it happened immediately. So that was fun.
What was it in that moment that made you think kids?
Rascals.
Oh, the title. You then linked it all together.
Because I had that so dominantly in my mind. And I'm really convinced now that that was the intention. Maybe that they were referencing that show.
It could well be. Like that wouldn't surprise me. I didn't have any awareness of the show until you mentioned it, but it definitely checks that box.
Yeah.
I want to start off with, obviously we have the crew in the shuttle. We have Picard, Rogue, Guinan, and Keiko. And a few people emailed in specifically about this point, how odd this makeup is. And it is like you said at the top of the show. It's not our crew. These are very deliberately kind of ancillary, tertiary characters that are kind of on the fringe that are all together. It's like, what an interesting makeup to have for this episode. And how did that strike you as being less familiar, probably the least familiar with these people as well?
I mean, I do have memories that it's like, oh yeah, I kind of remember seeing them, but I have no recollection of much, especially with the more serious, was it Ro?
Yeah, Ro.
If on a scale of 1 to 10 of memory, she's a 1.
Oh, of course.
Keiko is probably a 4 or 5. Guinan is, I mean, an 8, 9. You know, it's Guinan.
Probably the one who's appeared the least and yet the most memorable.
Yeah. She's just, every time there's a scene with Guinan, I guess this could be another Guinan episode too. If you're doing a character study, you would want to watch this one, I think, because the kid actor was like kind of capturing that ancient essence, and still trying to kind of apply logic. It was repetitive, like the points of each.
Just be a kid.
Yeah, the point of their scenes was a very common way of storytelling in the 90s, which was, repetition. The pacing is so different.
Yeah.
But you feel the pacing in a kind of like a more negative way when each scene is a very similar, it's like a wash, rinse, repeat idea.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, we get it. You had a tragic backstory. You don't know how to have fun. And okay, you get it. This is your moment to have fun. But I kind of don't believe for one moment that Guinan wouldn't just be like, okay, well, you have a great time. I'm going to go fuck with people and 10 forward. I think she would have done something else.
Literally fuck with people. Like, just go behind the bar and start serving drinks. Like, no, like, awareness of anything changing. I disagree a bit because Guinan's role is the ship's counselor. I mean, Guinan's introduction was such a fuck you to Deanna because you've got the barkeeper that is the listening ear and the counselor, essentially, when you already have a ship's counselor. But that's very much what she does. So I kind of love that young Guinan latches on to Ro as, I'm going to make sure you enjoy this. Like, my purpose is going to be you for the duration of this. That feels very Guinan to me.
Yeah, yeah. But the selection of the crew, I think it makes sense in a world where, so this is season 6.
Yeah.
So what is the trajectory of this show long term? Like, it can't be the same people every episode. You need to introduce kind of new ideas and stuff. But I'm just such a core crew lover that I'm the Picard season 3 enthusiast. You know, I want to, yes, it ruins other things, but I want to see my favorite, you know, Star Trekking people. And I think that's totally normal to
that's
want.
Totally fair. There is an interesting what if here where I want to see the other members of the crew in their childlike forms. I want everybody to go through this experiment, actually, to see how all of them react.
Well, it's odd too, because the crew, you know, they're having their own struggles and everything, and you don't for one moment believe this is going to be the end of Picard.
Oh, no,
you know?
No.
But the show really leans in on a few scenes, especially with Beverly talking to Picard about what his future could look like to just start over again. And, you know, so like, I think the show is also going, well, what if Picard isn't your captain? Like, and maybe even preparing the audience for, you can't have this show forever. And I think it's a really smart thing to do when you get into those longer seasons, especially with older content nowadays. We just, you know, you're going to get 3 seasons and you're done forever, because none of us want to be Fireflied anymore. Right. But, but like with the Star Trek, like, you've got all these seasons, but at some point you have to let it go. And I can see why the writers would want to play around with asking the audience to just think about it. Like, what if Picard doesn't die, but he's removed because he's so young and he gets to have a totally new story. And in that, the show then reveals its greatest weakness to me, which is we have the fucking fountain of youth in front of us all of a sudden, and nobody wants to just do that.
We've done it again. It is the biggest flaw of Transporter episodes, because Scotty proved it. You basically have a really cheap, really inefficient way of suspended animation, because Scotty lasted 80 years inside the transporter. So you can just put a big old pause button on whatever you want. You've now nailed the RNA sequence stuff, so you can just young yourself into being more plastic in your brain.
It wasn't even that they had to do it within a certain scientific parameter that only allows it to be in this quadrant of space.
Yeah, they didn't even have to go back through the energy disturbance. They just beamed them.
It's just DNA stuff. And maybe in the 90s, DNA was just cuckoo bananas enough that they could kind of be like, yeah, this will never really...
Oh, yeah, you know DNA, but have you heard of RNA?
Yeah, exactly.
It blew my mind as a kid.
Oh.
That kind of links me to... all of what you said links me to my personal biggest weakness with the episode, and that is the entire first half, which is they've divided each character into having their own specific thing to explore. So Keiko and Miles have the problematic, wow, if you suddenly go through this, how does that affect your relationships? Ro has, wow, you could relive your childhood.
Yeah, you can kind of hit the reset button on some trauma.
Guinan has nothing. Picard has the opportunity to retrain, re-experience youth without the pain of growing up, as Deanna said. And also the challenges of, I want to be a captain. Am I going to be accepted? But this is one of our big problems with Strange New Worlds. It asks all of those questions and does nothing with any of it. All of the questions are asked, all of the philosophical things are poised, but then it's dead. So you kind of need one of these characters to explore all of it, or, in my opinion, go full silly and introduce the Ferengi earlier, so you have more of a Home Alone vibe. So you have more booby traps with the kids. You have more of this silliness and wackiness, but the Ferengi aren't introduced until I think like half an hour in. Like, we barely have any time with that. So it's a mixed episode of half wanting to do what if you're suddenly 12?
Yeah.
And then, well, 2/3 of that, and then a third of Home Alone. Woo!
I think it kind of worked for me, the Ferengi twist bit, where you have the Klingon ships arrive.
Yeah.
But they're not Klingon, they're Ferengi. So it's a neat way of this wink and nod to one of the most recognizable ships in all of the show, where
Unless
fans, right? Old fans watching from TOS are going to get like the ooh, and then the twist that we're seeing this alien species. I guess my question is with the Ferengi. So this is season 6. Like, how were the Ferengi the quote unquote big bad?
No, they were just like a recurring alien. Like for most of TNG, they're the joke. So they're kind of like scribbling weasels that are just like an inconvenience. Like there's one time where like the Enterprise gets trapped and Worf literally says, it's what does he say? He says that. He says like disabled by the damn Ferengi, like the most insulting thing that could happen until he's shot by one. But yeah, they're kind of like the butt of the joke, and then Deep Space Nine gives them a lot more depth, but they're not like scary Romulans, but there's just a few mean renegade ones that turn up specifically to fuck with Picard at times.
So they've been seen off and on all the way through the previous season.
Correct.
So what we're seeing is their take on like a rogue band of Ferengi. What would happen if they had power, and kind of subverting the goofy joke, the butt of the joke, so to speak. I did that on purpose.
Buttheads.
How could you? That's so racist.
Speciesist.
I would never say something like that in my notes that you can read on Discord. Okay, that's interesting, because I was like, what would be the general reaction to seeing this sort of group of Ferengi?
I feel like it would be a bit eye-rolly, because I'm never excited when the Ferengi turn up, to be honest. Like the Ferengi episodes in Deep Space Nine aren't really my bag, but it's in TNG they tend to like be really scary and intimidating in the first 10 minutes, and then goofballs that fuck it hard for the rest of the episode.
Yeah. It did feel a bit, again, fun. Like the episode felt more fun, especially with Riker doing what Riker did to kind of save the day. But to kind of like go back to your point about the multiple angles, like you're right. They did try to open up these sort of ideas for Picard and for Keiko. And I think the Keiko thing, maybe this is something that bothers me about everyone's story a little bit, but Keiko really bothered me because the lack of awareness of how her state would impact her life, and even Picard to some degree, although I really enjoyed watching confident 12-year-old Picard, or however old he was. Like that was just, at first I was like, oh no, I have to watch kids.
Fucking kids.
But then I was like, no, I'm kind of enjoying some of them. I didn't enjoy as much as others, but like for the most part, especially the Picard character, I really kind of enjoyed it. And when he goes full on kid at the end, it was such a I thought it was a fun story arc, because he was so serious, true to character for Picard, and then gave in to the childlikeness, which saved the day. And I like really believed that story.
Yeah.
Even I believe that there's a moment when he would think that he could just continue to be captain, but I can't believe that for Keiko at all.
It's a weird one, isn't it? It would almost be like if you went home and O'Brien wasn't concerned, you'd be like, wait, that would raise more red flags. Like he should object, but she jumped straight to, well, I guess that means you want us to get divorced then. I was like, well, could we?
Yeah, it was a lot.
A little bit.
Yeah, that was a lot. Or even just sort of the silliness in, like, I understand that Star Trek wants to explore some silly things and push the boundaries of, I guess, child marriage for some reason. That was something they just wanted to kind of touch on, for just a minute.
Prod from a distance.
Yeah, that's one that you, like, it lasted a little bit too long for my liking. It could have just been a simple glance of them, like, setting their tea down in unison and having a little bicker back and forth about her knowing how he likes his coffee, which was really funny. And then just been like, they just scoot a little bit further away.
Yeah.
And then later on, she mentions, I hope that this is solvable, but she sounded like she actually turned into a kid.
Yeah. And I don't know what you gain from that scene.
Maybe really. I don't remember her character too much. Is that like how her adult character is sort of childish and complainy and whiny, and
she definitely complains a lot.
Completely unaware of how things would impact real life. Is that who she is?
She definitely complains a lot, but she has a lot to complain about because she kind of has to follow O'Brien wherever he goes. But we watched Data's Day together, and she was canceling the wedding, putting the wedding back on. We watched O'Brien and Keiko get married, and Data had to be the go-between between the pair of them. And she was having cold feet, and then she was changing her mind.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, you didn't like her much in that episode.
I probably blocked it out.
Yeah.
So as far as like the annoying factors go, there's part of it that is there, and I also. To like the Ferengi also being a bit annoying that they started off like really dangerous and then they fizzled out. That was also a little distracting. And maybe that's why the episode was like a little bit it wasn't a super big successful episode in some ways, but the good stuff I really enjoyed enough that it pulled it up, which which definitely like the Riker bit, for example.
Oh my gosh. Well, the good stuff that I really like, going back to the beginning, young Picard can be a bit divisive, and I kind of get it because there's a bit of a whininess there is a bit of woodenness to the acting, but I actually really like him. I really dig it because I really believe that is Picard in a young man's body. Like, I really see Picard in him. I think he does a great job of being Jean-Luc Picard. And this is like some great direction as well, because like the little uniform tucks are perfect. I love his cadence and delivery. And I love the boldness of him going to the bridge and just carrying on as normal.
Oh my God, that was so
everyone
great.
Just awkwardly around him. And he's like, I assure you, I am Captain Picard. I like that lives in my head rent free. I just really, really enjoy him. I think it's absolutely insane that they don't give anybody on the bridge crew a heads up. Like,
I know.
Whoa. Before you go to the bridge, we should explain. He's just on the bridge. It's like, I've had an unfortunate transporter accident. Stop looking at the mole on my face. Leave me alone and let's just carry on. And it's almost a little bit naive that he wants to continue as normal. But did he get on your nerves at all? Did you like young Picard? What was your reaction to, because it's a pretty jarring transition.
Yeah, I liked his story arc overall. I thought that it was like, of the kid arcs, it was the most believable. It was interesting that it started off with, you know, our Picard returning from some kind of a convention or something, and he was geeking out over his archaeological fantasies, you know,
isn't it?
He has this childlike wonder in his eyes as he is geeking out on this thing that he so loves. So for the episode to be about actually becoming a child and then being an adult as a child, but then wrestling with the idea of being able to relive your childhood and follow a dream that's completely unrelated to what you're doing, knowing you have time.
Yeah.
That worked for me. And
super interesting thing to think about and talk about.
Yeah. I think like if the episode had stayed with that more than, I mean, if I was putting some stuff on the cutting room floor, it would be the Guinan Rowe stuff, because as I said, it was a bit repetitive, but Picard worked for me. Are the children annoying as actors in general? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, each one of them is doing something that I was distracted by, or was like, but can you imagine the pressure to actually perform? And so I thought they did a really good job.
Yeah.
Honestly.
In season 6 of TNG, that's like surpassed TOS now in terms of popularity. And the interesting thing about young Picard, I'm going to pull up his name, David Birkin, he plays Picard's nephew in season 4. So Picard goes home to see his brother, and his brother's son is played by this kid.
Oh, that's really, really clever.
Which is a great little touch. I love that so much.
There were subtle things that Kid Picard did, or Kid Card, we could call him, like where he's touching his hair, and there's just these little mannerisms that I think we should appreciate it in the way that this episode was directed and written.
Yeah.
Because the crew making all the kids comfortable on set to where they could perform, and like Kid Keiko doing her scene and things like that.
Yeah. Like that's a difficult scene for why have I forgotten O'Brien's real name? Get out of here. Somebody give it to me.
For what?
O'Brien's real name. Come on, live chat.
Miles?
That's his first name.
What are you talking about? The actor?
Yeah, actor's name.
Oh,
Cole Meany. I did it first. No, I did it before the live chat. I got there before you guys, but thank you for helping me also. What a difficult scene for Cole Meany to act through as well. And like the awkwardness of that hug at the very end where he's like, got to believe this 12-year-old is his wife. As much as like the content of that entire scene, I'm a bit like, skip, and this is weird, and let's not even touch this if we're not really going to explore what that means. It's still, they got through it, and it's a really it's a weird scene to have to act through as well.
Yeah, but Picard worked for me. He was definitely my favorite. And you know, by the end of it, with just returning back to his normal state, it was a relief to see Picard again.
Yeah,
it was a relief to see Whoopi Goldberg again, you know. And it was interesting to not allow Ro to linger as a child.
Oh my
That was
gosh,
a unique part as well.
beautiful.
Because when they were in the transporter room at the end and you're kind of watching the conclusion of their stories, I can believe without a doubt that Keiko would be like pushing Picard aside and be like, me first.
Yeah, me first, please. Don't want to do this anymore.
Because, you know, she's a mom and she's really wanting to get back into her life with her husband. But Picard going first, again, shows like that's what the captain would do. So all the little things that happen with that story, I really, as cringy as some of it is because it's just awkward.
Yeah.
I think like all of Kid Card's story worked for me. And like how fun was it to watch him turn Riker into his dad?
Oh my gosh, I love that scene so much.
And use the kid system to solve problems.
Yeah.
And if I would have seen this episode as a young kid, I would have fucking loved it. You know,
oh my gosh,
because you're going to see yourself for the first time outside of Alexander and Wesley, you know? So that's a really fun episode to maybe show to Iris, for example.
Yeah, I think she would enjoy that.
Yeah, because that's a fantasy, right? Like that you get to boss the adults around.
Oh my gosh.
But the twist in this episode is that they still have their adult minds. It's just their bodies. Yes.
Nice bit of convenient Trek no babble.
But yeah, I really liked Picard's story.
Ro and Guinan, want to hit them next. So you said this got a little bit repetitive for you.
Yeah, it did.
I agree. They do hit the same points over and over again. Like, Ro, be a child, enjoy childhood. But I really like it. I think it's a really smart pairing. Ro's a weird one for me because she's, in the nicest way possible, discount Tasha Yar. So we lose Tasha in season 1. And I think it's like season 4, we get some episodes with Ro. She disappears, comes back in season 6, and is like sporadically in and out of season 6 and 7. I hope I got those numbers right. But she's a Bajoran. She was with the Maquis, so she's the one that's been oppressed by the Cardassians.
Oh, interesting.
So she was going to transition into Deep Space Nine as a character, but that didn't work out.
So, and the other character that's on Deep Space Nine that is also, what was the species?
Bajoran.
The Bajoran.
Yeah.
Was it the one that is in a relationship with Odo?
No,
she's not a Bajoran?
Kira. No, Kira is a Bajoran as well, yes. Okay. And Ro was going to be Kira on Deep Space Nine.
Oh, okay.
But they got a new actor instead. So that was kind of going to be a through link into Deep Space Nine, but it just didn't. I think the actor that played Ro didn't want to be typecast. So that's how we ended up with Kira, as we know her.
Okay.
Who ended up being incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Quick
correction. She isn't Maquis because the Maquis don't exist yet. She does eventually join the Maquis, though.
Okay.
Thank you, live chat, for the assist. But she's had obviously this really traumatic upbringing, being oppressed by the Cardassians, living in a horrible camp. So it's very similar to Tasha's kind of background as well. But I do love the chance for her to relive childhood, because for her, childhood is this horrible thing, but she gets to do a little bit of play, a little bit of enjoyment, and yes, childhood is more than that. But I really love that Guinan's trying to pull her out of that, and I think adult Guinan having that moment with her at the end of the episode is one of the sweetest scenes in all of Star Trek. I really, really enjoy it.
It's sweet, but it's bullshit, and here's why.
Do it. Go off.
They're not reliving childhood. They're adults in a kid body. So it's not like...
I love that you could just be reading her lines right now. You would so be Ro.
And that's what kind of upset me is I guess there's a moment when it's like, oh yeah, fuck it. The other ones that are in adult bodies are going to take care of the ship and make sure that the Ferengi don't take over. But by the end, she's like, yeah, I guess I'll just take some time to draw in the kid room. And I don't have a lot of time with Ro. To me, it's just like, rephrase it. Like, it's not about being the one that jumps on the bed because you're a kid. It's like, they could do that in an adult body. The only difference between them is that suddenly they're in younger bodies.
Those things aren't like acceptable as an adult, and maybe you don't want to do them as an adult. But I get what you mean, because that impulse to jump on a bed, Ian doesn't have that right now, but 12-year-old Ian did.
Well, yeah, but you're not 12-year-old Ian. 12.
Yeah, they're not. They are still
The major
adults.
Difference is physiologically.
Yeah.
Maybe your knees don't hurt anymore, or you're lighter weight so you can jump and it doesn't hurt the same.
Yeah.
But it's like the show wants us to kind of go, oh, Ro gets to have a second chance. And like Picard, it's an opportunity to explore another field.
Yeah.
Ro, it's like you can relive your childhood and make it new. And I think that what we should really be talking about is how, as an adult, you can talk about your trauma and build new, like find joy in something as an adult. Yeah. And the idea that you just sort of get a second chance just doesn't hit with me. There's Steven in the chat said that you can get away with things when you're little. I did think about that too. And that's a really, really good point, because maybe the crew would instantly see Mini Ro or Mini Picard as a kid and sort of dismiss their adult brain and their experience. But I don't know. I think that that you can't necessarily just dismiss them because of their size. This is literally like some kind of an example of how when people look different, that you dismiss them.
Yeah.
Because they're not children, they're in little bodies. And that's,
yes,
I don't know. I guess puberty hasn't hit in for them. And so technically, categorically, they are children bodies, but everything else about them is completely adult. And so I guess the last scene where she's coloring, I think that scene works for me really well, because it, like, she's taking time, but I'm immediately attempting to figure out what was happening on the ship in that moment. And would this professional prefer to color a picture of her mother instead of go and solve a Ferengi problem? But if everyone has been dismissed from their role because of like a medical issue, then she can't do it. Right. So maybe then she's giving in to the childhood because she can't do anything else. I don't know. I'm having a hard time wrestling with, like, Guinan. She's a bartender and a talker. She's got plenty of time. But Picard and Ro, they need to get back to work. Like, the ship needs their brains, their expertise. Like, they're in command. So I have a hard time believing that she'd be like, yeah, now's a good time to draw. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, the Ferengi problem has been solved, so I think she does have time to like take a minute and do that. But the point that I really like that you're hitting on is the most problematic thing about them enjoying being children is that Beverly spells out their brains are untouched. Like, their brains are still adult brains in a child's body. So if you remove that child element and just say they are adult brains in a 4-foot body that looks exactly the same as their adult body.
Yes.
Like, then the way they're being treated is really gross and icky, because it's just based on perception. So if you're a 4-foot person that looks like Captain Picard, has a squeaky voice. Like, yeah, by human standards, they look like children, but there could be a race of people, a species of aliens that look like this. They have their adult brains.
Neelix's partner, for example.
Exactly. Neelix is the Acompans are a great example of this. I mean, that's even more problematic because we don't fully know how quickly their brains develop. But yeah, it's suddenly a little bit icky that they're being treated differently based on their appearance, and the lack of respect that the bridge crew, especially Data, gives Picard is suddenly weird, because it's clear that this is Captain Picard. If his brain was in a jar, you would still respect him. If he was in a robot body, you would respect him. It's purely because his body is smaller and younger that you're now treating him differently.
Yeah, there was a couple of attempts at explanation, not just in how this particular sequence was removed from the transporter and resulted in them being small, but she says that the DNA structure is pre-adolescent, so it's only a body change. The intel and behavior are the same.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that they establish. But then the other is that she's like, but things could still go wrong.
But it's based on nothing. Like,
based on nothing.
She has no evidence of that.
And she's even done the flower thing to show that they can regress. And I thought maybe there would be like a wilting flower, that there was a period of time, kind of like, I guess, the episode with the salamanders, where like there's a tipping point when things start to go really wrong.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering if we were going to cut back over and the flower was going to like wilt, in the camera, and then would go to the commercial break or something.
Yeah.
But this is genuinely just, you're just in a kid body. So at some point they realize that, and they're still not really, reinstating them to office. But
because even like Picard is like, in 15 years, I could have another command.
Yeah.
Like, but it's not, getting a command isn't just based on age. You are still Captain Picard with 40 years of 30 years of experience of being on a starship. You're the most valuable asset. Why would they arbitrarily make you wait until you look 28 before giving you a ship again? Mm-hmm. Like, that's the bit that the writers didn't really engage with fully for my liking. Like, it is more interesting for me to explore what it would be like to have an adult in a child's body, and carrying how the crew have to adapt to that, not the other way around as well.
I think I would have believed Rose's story a little bit more if it wasn't about reliving childhood, but if you're stuck in this body until you mature again, what do you want to do with your time? And she's like, I really need to process my trauma. I need to talk to somebody. I was just thinking about my mom, and she's drawing a picture. Like, that is different than like you're getting a second chance, I guess, in a way. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm kind of talking myself around it a little bit.
No, I get you. It's a weird thing.
It is. And that's one of the things that I kind of love about Star Trek, is that it gets to do quirky, weird, stuff. Where else can you do that? Like this. But there was a mention in the chat about, from Steven again, I feel like if they were in different bodies or in a jar, they would still get treated differently. And this is an interesting thing to think about, though. This episode is basically taking you as a person and putting it into a different container.
Yeah.
And I think, let's say it was a gender swap, or let's say that it was a species swap, or it was getting put into a jar and then you're like communicating telepathically. I think the crew would be more about shifting away from it, or they would do a Neelix and they'd be like, we accept you, but then the first second that they can return, they're going to try to get our beloved crew back, so it's only going to last for part of an episode. But the idea is that, like, hey, if someone you love and you care for, or someone that you're in a confident working relationship with and you depend on them to do your job, suddenly one day shows up and is completely different, but they are the exact same, do you take them seriously just because they're coming at you from a different physical form? And that's an interesting question.
It is. And we will never know, because the way they're introduced to young Picard isn't fair. He walks onto the bridge and starts giving orders as if he's a stranger. 100%. They don't even know that's Picard. So if they had been prepped and given all of the information, I wonder if they would have acted differently. And I imagine they would have acted differently.
Yeah, there should have. That was one of the first things I read. And I was like, no one informed anybody.
It's insane. It's so wild.
But there's some really interesting, like, ideas, and like I think Deanna delivers one of the messages about like you have a chance at childhood without the trauma. I don't remember how she said it.
Without the pain of growing up again.
The pain of growing up again, because that's something none of us want to repeat. I don't know that I've met very few people that maybe would have been like, yeah, I would do my childhood over again. You know?
I don't really know. I can't think of anybody.
I can't really think of anybody. I had a beautiful childhood. I wouldn't want to do it again.
Yeah.
Because there's just hard stuff. There's embarrassing stuff. There's so much that I've come past. I just don't want to go through that particular part again. But certain parts of my life, I think it'd be fun to try it again and just like, I think I would do that a little bit differently with perspective. Yeah. It's a reflective topic that I think writers should continue to play with, because
100%
turning the mirror on yourself in general and asking yourself questions about how you would do things differently if you had a second chance, whether it's like in this way where you're suddenly quote unquote a kid again, or in a different body, or time travel, those kind of mental gymnastics, when you think about it for your actual own life, will reveal like little parts of you that maybe you wish you would have done differently for good reasons or bad reasons. And it's important to kind of explore that, especially with someone safe and, maybe a counselor or something like that. I continue to be shocked that there needs to be a Star Trek series where it's just the counseling sessions.
Right? Counseling
like how
a fleet
amazing.
Of ships.
Oh, I have it.
How
okay.
Crazy stuff is. Go on.
You and I write a series in our beloved community.
Yeah. The Qualified Therapists.
Okay. Where like when we see an episode of Star Trek and we're like, this is a counseling moment, right?
Yeah.
And then we write the scene, and the new Star Trek show is those counseling sessions. So it's obviously the actors can't play themselves again because they're aged, but like, what episode it's referencing, like it's like a wink and a nod thing. So you've got like little kid Keiko coming in and just genuinely being like, I cannot get my child to listen to me. And
I would love this series so much.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I'd want to improv it though. I wouldn't want to write it. It would be,
oh man, that'd be so fun.
Here's the episode that we're counseling about, and just improv the whole thing.
Oh, I would love that so much, because there's a couple of shows, actual real shows right now. One of them is a reality show, and it's real couples having actual like real counseling.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot of little clips on my shorts reels of these incredibly personal moments that everyone is getting invited into. And it's so brave to talk about it privately, but to give permission to air it.
Oh my gosh.
And I just keep thinking like, this is brilliant real life shit. Like the stuff that they're saying to each other bravely and confidently and openly. It feels a little icky because it's reality TV, but I would love to see that, and how funny it would be in Star Trek, because it's just so fucked.
You just call it Star Trek Supplemental, because it'll be the supplemental log afterwards of like all of the side bits of actually dealing with it. Okay. There's so much.
Okay. A recurring character comes in, and every time it's just him talking about his fear of transport, or like, is he himself? And he's just always reflecting on like, am I me? I went back through my logs last year and I just don't feel this way. Is that because of this transporter
incident? I don't like pepperoni anymore. And it's only since I transported to Vagra 3.
And there's just like this like anxiety and like hyperfixation.
I think there's a bit of nebula inside me.
So I was reading this report once about a worm, and I have these floaties in my eyes, and I'm pretty sure that they're actually like,
I think they're scientists that
need help. And so I'm going to go to sick bay today, and they have just like a little bit of just constantly thinking there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
I love this character, because that would definitely be, that would be most people I know that think about how scary transporters are.
Well, they have made that character. It's Barclay. Like Lieutenant Barclay. Because Broccoli.
Okay.
Because we watched the episode where the transporter episode where he pulls the scientists out and he has transporter psychosis and his arm goes blue.
Yeah.
And he's a hypochondriac. He's so anxious and nervous and thinks everything is.
Yeah. I want to see so this character would be based on Barclay then. Absolutely.
Yeah. 100%.
But anyways, this is a not only in a what the fun Trek, but I think this would also be categorized as a we need counseling after.
Yeah, we need counseling. That should be a theme. Like, we need counseling after this episode. Well, all things that this episode could have explored and could have gone deeper into, but instead, what happens is that the Klingons attack.
Yeah.
The Enterprise is responding to a distress signal, as it always does. It should never do that. And it can't find the science vessel. It finds a planet, and then it is attacked by Klingons, and we quickly find out that they aren't Klingons. They are the Ferengi. So I want to hear your thoughts about that, like seeing the Klingons attack and then the reveal that it's Ferengi, because that's a really hard shift out of what the episode has been. Did you think it was heading in that direction? Did you think it was going to be like more philosophical stuff?
Yeah.
And were you pleased about it?
I was very pleased. I was relieved that we had some action, to be honest.
Yeah, ditto.
The emotional stuff is okay, but I definitely prefer, I think, action to deep, meaningful conversation, because I fear intimacy.
It's fair. Absolutely.
And
fair.
so my entertainment should not include that. I'm realizing, like, though, that being forced to sort of watch a full episode and not skip around is super healthy. And so yes! we have great conversations once we get into like the more like deep, serious stuff. Like, obviously I'm a mom. So thinking about Keiko, and like when I saw Keiko's little kid there, I was like, oh God, can you imagine? I was thinking about Iris when she was that size, and you know, so there's certain things I'm like, oh man, that's hit me differently, because obviously I have firsthand experience now. So, but I was genuinely relieved for some action. And the fact that they're firing and Riker has to return fire.
Okay, I'm going to pause you right here. This is classic Riker. This is the true Riker maneuver. This is the Riker combat playbook. And I pulled this almost exactly from the Nitpicker's Guide to TNG, because this is one of Phil Farron's biggest nitpicks with Riker, is that basically every battle he's in, it's shields up, status report, fire once, shields, status, overall ship status report, maybe fire again, shields, rinse and repeat until you're disabled. Like, that is what Riker does. It is so robotic, and it's like nothing is happening on the rest of the ship unless Riker gives the word. It should be, Mr. Worf, continue firing, like repeatedly fire until they're disabled. We see one phaser beam, and I know they cost $3,000 per phaser beam, but just give us the sound effect then. Just like let us know that Worf is firing. But his like battle strategy is so frustrating.
I mean, it obviously works. They're alive. Okay, it kind of didn't work because they were boarded by the Ferengi. They
were boarded by the damn Ferengi.
I did like to see the Ferengi. It made me feel a bit like, oh, they got this. You know, even the kids can defeat the Ferengi. But they're not children.
Yes.
I thought it was clever. I liked that we got to see him immediately shut off the commands. And
I love that. I love a really quick, like, bellow order to the computer to shut down everything.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I really enjoyed how he was cleverly sort of delaying them taking the command of the ship with all of the mumbo jumbo techno babble that he was throwing out. And it's so funny because last week was like, there was so much techno babble, but this was me going, I'm pretty sure he's making all this up, but because of the way that this show is, this could be legit information that he's
question.
Like ramping up to like it was brilliantly fun, honestly. And I wonder if they just let him go, you know, just say whatever you want, you know?
It's so self-aware, because that's absolutely the writers knowing that Star Trek is filled with technobabble, and for the first time kind of hanging a lantern on it, because you're right, all of this stuff, unless you're in on the joke, it sounds legit. So I kind of was looking over to you sideways, not wanting to give it away. But at what point were you like, oh, he's actually just making stuff up? Like, he's not overcomplicating this. He is just straight up making it up to buy time to give the correct access to young Jean-Luc.
Oh, boy. It was maybe... So he starts off in that very first kind of beat, And it was towards the end of that first section that I was thinking, he's playing this up, obviously. He's really pushing. It would be like a doctor saying, like, your knee hurts, and then someone saying the medial insertion of your quad muscle that, like that flexes anteriorly is causing acute symptoms. Like, there's a way to dumb down your Star Trek, your ship speak when you're in command, where everyone knows what you're talking about. You're just going to point, like, you don't have to get into the specifics. So I was thinking, like, okay, he's just like really amping up his knowledge. And I enjoyed that a lot, thinking about how smart he was.
Yeah, that gets you going.
Yeah. There's a lot of Riker in this episode. I really appreciated that. But then on the next scene, when it was really going in, I was thinking, okay, this is now either all bullshit or he's entered into the bullshit. But I still kind of hold out this weird hope that maybe it's all like actual silliness.
The perfect line it rides for me is, I remember as a kid knowing it was bullshit. And that was one of the moments
because he's kind of grinning,
It's not even that though. It's like from the beginning, as soon as he says there's 3 primary main processor cores. He says there's a redundant Kellicore Ramostat. And I think that's the second thing he says. And I knew it was bullshit.
That's so fun.
And I remember just being like, I know so much about the Enterprise. I know the words that make sense. And at this point, it would be so strange to introduce a brand new computer system when there is so much established techno babble
exactly.
that's already in there. You've got dilithium chambers, isolinear chips, neural circuitry. You've got so much to pull from. All of this was just like gobbledygook that Star Trek fans, I think, could recognize as gobbledygook, and they didn't have to sell it too much. And the bilateral kellilaterals, like just the made up words themselves are so fun. I almost wish they were real.
Yeah.
But then the line that sells it, and this is one of my favorite Frakes deliveries, is when he says, "You do know what a bilateral kellilateral is." And then Ferengi just like, of course I do. I am not stupid, human.
Human.
The delivery of "I am not stupid" is so good. And Riker's just like, of course not. It's perfect delivery.
When so Riker's good. Like, don't touch that button. Not that button. That'll blow up the ferromantle drive.
The main ferromantle drive.
And I was thinking, okay, yep, that's it. Like, there's definitely not a button like that. So I knew he was having fun.
The main ferromantle drive controls the Ramostat core. You should know that, Danae.
I should. I absolutely should.
And it's another bit of TNG isn't often silly. And this is a bit of TNG being very silly and almost poking fun at itself. It's my favorite scene in the entire episode. This is probably why I keep going back to it.
Yeah.
Because it is so fun. And it's so fun that the Ferengi falls for it so hard and he plays into it and making up shit. And he's like, of course I know what that means. Of course I do. And we all know somebody that professes to have more knowledge about a thing than perhaps they do. No. You're very honest about your ignorance.
Yes, that's true.
You absolutely do not try and bullshit. But yeah, I love that. I love that super duper so much.
Yeah, that was really fun. So the Ferengi kind of like, I think they work because we need to have something that we know doesn't need a lot of critical thinking to get rid of. We get to see them boarded. We get to kind of be shocked. We get to kind of go, what's going to happen next? We figure out what happened to the science group. Like, all of it sort of wraps up nicely because it's the Ferengi.
Yeah, that's why it's really smart to actually have the Ferengi, because I don't think, and I hadn't thought about that until this watch through, if you have this as the Klingons or as the Romulans, it's then too scary to have the kids play with them. But having the Ferengi, who are goofballs, it still has an element of risk with it being believable that they're stupid enough to be outwitted.
It reminded me of, it was the Ferengi as well, when Riker and Deanna distract them with a game and they're naked.
Menage a Troy.
Yes. So once again, I think that was the Ferengi, right?
That's the Ferengi.
Because they were sort of like distracted by just the idea of playing a game. So I think they're more easily influenced, because I think maybe the idea is that their greed and their curiosity for what you can get from something is always going to distract them from staying focused on the main kind of point. But so few take over the starship. That was a little bit shocking for me. Like when I asked how they got there and how it worked, it sort of, I don't know, I can kind of quickly have a lot of questions about how any of that would.
The takeover is wild to me, because it's like there's no security team apparently on the Enterprise.
Right, exactly. It seems like maybe because they had the element of surprise with the cloaked ships, that gave them just what they needed to send an incredibly small crew
like to
take over in some pretty like major ways.
Yeah.
So, but it was still fun. I mean, it was still like, okay, we're having some action, and that was exciting.
Yeah, it's super silly. It gets us to where we need to be. Like, we need the Enterprise to be taken over, but I hate it when Worf is the butt.
I know,
because
he was knocked out
Worf
so fast.
Has the drop on them. I don't know how Worf misses. It's one of those things where I don't know how Worf specifically, badass warrior, misses a standing Ferengi on his home turf, on his own bridge, and worse still, a second later is shot by the Ferengi he misses. Like, it's just can we do this any other way? It's really frustrating. And this is the same Ferengi that then fuck it up enough for Riker to have enough time to lock out the computer. Like, shoot Riker first.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, there's two of you. Shoot everybody. Just keep going. And in the same breath, Data, my man, you're an android. I think you can take a hit. You could probably take a phaser hit.
Yeah.
You could break both of their skulls.
Yeah.
But he just kind of stands there looking mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you need the episode to happen.
You need the episode to happen. I think they could have just qualified and justified it a little bit more. Like, for example, if they would have said, we've taken your children and they're being held hostage. If you do anything, we'll shoot them. I think all of the command would be like, okay, we're going to just take it slow. But in that initial takeover, I think that everybody would have fought a lot more.
You would think so.
I mean,
given how hard they fight the Borg. I don't know. I always think, like, what if we actually put a scary villain in this place? You'd be fighting hard. Data would put his life on the line to make sure the Enterprise wasn't stolen. And Damon Nurin spells it out. He's like, for the small investment of 2 decommissioned Klingon birds of prey, we managed to get the flagship of Starfleet. It's like, well,
Crazy.
You just kind of hung a lantern on how shit they did.
Can I sidetrack us for a moment?
Please.
I mean, I know that I said I was going to try to like follow you, and I'm obviously failing at that.
You're doing great.
I'll try again next week. I just keep thinking about this.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about Worf sort of being the butt of the joke. You're right about Worf. And it bothered me when I was watching it. Mm-hmm. And it got me to think, like, how else could he have been used this episode besides just shooting the Ferengi like right away, right? Okay. He is on the shuttle and he is kidified, right? And so he now has a bonding moment with his son where he and Alexander are an intricate part of the takedown, and Alexander gets to sort of like be seen as this cool warrior kid instead of this sort of accidental medical device hero. Anyway, I think that'd be really, really fun to show.
I think
like a little mini Worf and Alexander teaming up in this episode. That would have been really fun to watch.
It would be adorable.
Can you imagine like a double takedown of Ferengi?
It would be amazing. I don't think Worf wants that at all with his kid.
Right, but like think about that storyline and development for Worf. So we're developing Ro.
Yeah.
And we're giving Gunn in the council role.
Yeah.
And we're giving an interesting idea for Picard, who we know isn't going to stay a kid. And then a child mother. Like, put somebody else in that.
Yeah, Keiko is a bit wasted as an opportunity.
Yeah. I would have taken Keiko out of the group, but Worf would have been really, really fun.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think
so disgruntled to be a child not taken seriously.
Yeah.
Find a kid who knows how to do some really sweet martial arts moves, put him in prosthetics and have him with a little mini bat lift. Like, how fun would that be?
It would be adorable. And also he has some traumatic childhood stuff to deal with as well.
But to do that with his child, to kind of like to have to see Alexander as somebody who like has a different kind of value, like to have Alexander show him some of the quote unquote fun of being alive and not having the stresses of surviving maybe in a harsher sort of Klingon environment. But yeah, seeing Worf go down so quick in this one made me sad. I even, like, as I was making my live notes, I really love, Worf, but it's the thing about Worf that I always really enjoyed was him managing the complexity of his intense emotions. I think that's another reason that I'm liking Spock, obviously, is but Worf is someone who wants to protect so strongly, and the sense of sort of not justice, but like, what would be the driving word for Worf? It's not justice.
Duty.
Yeah. Honor. That's it.
Yeah.
That, but being not taken seriously as a kid and having to relate to Alexander with that too.
Oh yeah.
God, that would have been really cool to see. And I don't remember a bunch of the stories, but I remember Worf just struggling as a dad.
Oh, 100%.
And because I was a younger person watching TNG, that was always like that's a bit of a bummer. Like, I guess I never should have expected to see him like go camping with Alexander or something. No, because he's a disgruntled kind of vibe. He's like, what's the green monster from Sesame Street?
The Cookie Monster?
He's no. He's in the trash can.
Groucho?
Not Groucho.
Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch. Yes, that's it. If Oscar like was pumped up into a warrior, it would kind of be a little bit Worfy, where he's just sort of like always just annoyed.
Yeah, no, completely. And it's a running joke about how bad a parent Worf is, and it sucks. He shouldn't be, but when parenting gets too hard, he sends his son to Earth. He sends Alexander away to his adoptive grandparents.
You know what? Hey, listen, parents used to do that shit.
And that was the better of the two options. The other option was, I send you to the Klingon homeworld and you go to military school.
That's something that parents, like, I don't know,
it was reflective, but not what I want from Worf.
No, but like, if you're bad at being a parent, and there's a better option out there.
Everyone's bad at being a parent.
I mean, apparently Worf wasn't great at it, though. I don't know.
Really bad.
Was he really bad? I think I remember him being pretty bad.
We need to pause for a second. Oscar is canonically orange.
No, he's green.
No, he's orange. This is insane. And everyone's backing this up. He's canonically orange.
No, he's green.
He's only green from all of the trash.
Stop it, you guys.
He's actually orange under. This is insane Sesame Street lore being dropped here.
Okay, great. This is a good time for me to take a pee break. Bye.
This is incredible. I love this. All right, hang on. Oscar the Grouch. Yeah, I know what it's from. Oscar the Grouch. Real color. Oh! Oh my gosh, that's what. When did it happen? Oh, interesting. Okay, we have some answers. Jim Henson designed him to be purple, but the cameras couldn't pick up the color correctly, so he was changed to orange until season 2, and then he went green with purple eyebrows. So he was originally going to be purple. Camera said no thanks. Moved to orange, then became green.
So what? And the idea is that he's green because of the trash?
That's what internally, that's the logic. He gradually went green.
But he didn't do it because he was a bad parent. He did it because he sucks. He's a bad parent because he did it.
Exactly. That's the point. Yes, correct.
Yeah, listen, it's always hard whenever one of your favorite characters does stupid shit.
Yeah.
Or really painful shit, or fucks up and shows that they're just a struggle bus like all of us. Like, that's hard.
Yeah.
But anyway, I could think of 1,000 fun little things to do with these characters. But yeah, Worf going down was stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. We kind of covered most of what happens next. Picard is trying to use his Picard brain to decide what to do next to recapture the ship. Guinan says, hey, dickhead, let's try and be like kids. Let's try and act like children. They come up with the bonkers the bonkersness that is their plan to escape. And this is where I wish the episode had done all of this, all of the philosophical stuff, because this plan is so half-baked. It's insane that there's access to the Jeffries tubes from the children's classroom.
So easily opened as well.
Do you know how many kids are just in the guts of the ship crawling around?
The only reason that I was not putting that as like one of my main points for this episode being absolute crazy is that usually there's an adult in that room to monitor.
Yes.
Usually there would be somebody that's there going, you know.
But still, lock that shit down. Yeah. Why would it not be locked?
Mm-hmm.
It's
I was annoyed that the computer system was so dumb it couldn't interpret what Picard was asking for as child speak. It's just like, show me a picture of the I feel like the computer would have drawn that conclusion and just shown a picture of like the child's version of the Enterprise.
I can't show you this, but I can show you the thing that Guinan eventually asks for.
But I did like that. I was like, do you know how to spell Enterprise? Like, that was cute. That was fun.
That's really
so
fun.
Like their little kid room was fun to see. It's like, this is what, you know, the nursery looks like, or this is what the older kids room looks like. But yeah,
do you want a really nerdy nitpick here?
Yeah.
The console says that it's classroom 7. However,
but they said 8.
When Picard goes to speak to his dad, he asks for the power to be returned to classroom 8. Only noticed it on this watch through. There you go. However, it does lead to, hey, we need to get to the bridge to get power back to the console. Have you got a plan? Yeah, I'm afraid there's only one option.
He's going to go throw an absolute temper tantrum.
Tell me how much you loved this. And the hug with Riker.
So here's what happened in my imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this.
Oh, really? The temper tantrum?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's uncomfortable to imagine Picard doing that.
Well, that's what I had to do.
Yeah.
Because it shifted over to just watching a kid and not Picard.
Yes, by this point.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just like, okay, this is a kid. And I'm forgetting the Picardness. And so about halfway through the temper tantrum, when it started to get really crazy, what made it work for me is I just had to imagine Sir Patrick Stewart in a kid costume jumping around. And so like some sort of weird X-ray vision. Yeah. I looked through the child body and I saw Sir Patrick Stewart like doing this, jumping up and down and whining. And then I thought it was hilarious because thinking about him doing it is way better than watching the kid do it. So that like whining bit didn't work for me, but the Riker stuff in the room when they're trying to be parent, that was a highlight for me. When he calls him number one and says, because you're my number one dad. Like,
thanks,
that was
number one.
So great.
It always struck me as a bit weird that the Ferengi would react to number one as if he'd said commander, because number one isn't something that everybody uses. Like number one, I mean, Pike uses it, but Kirk doesn't. Janeway doesn't. Like Picard's really the only one that says number one to his number one.
But nobody would know that. I don't know why
the Ferengi would know that, but it's worth it for the line. Like, he's my number one dad, and the big cheesy grin and cuddle. And I imagine Riker's internal monologue just being like, this is what I've wanted for 7 years. this is all I've wanted is a hug from Picard.
Right. And he's getting
daddy,
it as a child. Yeah.
I just wanted you to be my daddy. It's absolutely beautiful. It's worth the price of admission to have those moments because they're so fun. And then just some bullshit happens where he actually decides to put Alexander in harm's way. I get it with Guinan and Ro, and I mean Keiko's a civilian, but I guess she signed up to be on a starship.
Yeah, she can grab a couple phasers, I guess.
They're all on a mission. He actually sends Alexander, a legit, I think, 10-year-old or 9-year-old. Yeah. Actually, well, he's a lot younger. He's actually only 5, but Klingons age faster than humans.
Okay.
So I think by human standards, he's 9 or 10, maybe younger. But he sends him, he could have been killed or shot. That's the most, it might be the most irresponsible thing Picard has ever done.
I thought about this. It annoyed me. I'm sure there were other children that like were just like, well, why not us?
Yeah, why not me?
I'm like, why do we have to sit here in this room and do nothing?
Right.
But there's an attempt at playfulness, with like the little Roomba machine that's running around, and it's a clever way that the beaming away that was sort of fun. But when I saw Alexander like get involved, part of me thinks like Worf will be proud or pissed, and I don't know which one.
You can't decide
maybe a bit of both.
It's going to be.
Yeah, like you chose to endanger Alexander because he's a kid that is wanting to please someone so much that he's, I don't know, like he would do anything for his captain.
It's the most obedient Alexander's ever been, ever.
And how crazy is it that the children don't question for a second that is Captain Picard?
Were they updated? Did they get a mission briefing?
It's so hard to convince children that their version of reality isn't reality. Like,
yeah, and to get them to remember.
Yeah, just basic stuff. Like, I, as an adult, do know what I am doing, and I need you to let me be in control here. Like, your ideas are great, but this time you're wrong, and like, let me be in. I have this chat with my 8-year-old all the time. It seems that I have to kind of go, I know you've got an idea, but I am the adult. Like, I do know what's happening here.
We currently can't convince her that a longhorn bull isn't a mule. That is a version of reality that is true to her.
She's like, a bull is the one that has the thing in their nose, and I'm like, I have to explain piercing to her next.
No, this is a mule.
But it's constantly this tug and pull of like, when do I need to demand to be right, and when is it just like, it's fine? Like, yes, you can believe you're not hurting anybody if you choose to believe that this longhorned bull is a donkey. Like, I don't care, or a mule, or whatever she's calling it. Like, that's not a battle I need to have.
No.
But I can't believe for one second that these kids didn't all just be like, you're not really Picard.
Oh, wild.
Who put you in charge?
We're missing that episode as well. Like, that's genius. Like, that would be great.
So imagine if Alexander's like, yeah, you're new to class here. I don't know why you're in charge here, but I've been here for 8 years, buddy. Get in line. I'm the alpha. There's so many kid conversations, and there's no adults around to police it either. This should be, the quintessential kids all fighting for the hierarchy kind of a moment. But they pretty much just go along with it. So I think like Alexander's like, yeah, Captain Picard in a kid's body. I'm sure going to go into the medical bay and go into this very specific drawer that I absolutely knew where that was before you told me.
Why do you know where the hypo sprays are?
Yeah, hypo spray. That's what it's called. I kept going, the thingy.
There's a big part of the episode that is never explained, and it's how Picard ends up with clairvoyance as a superpower. Because I don't know how he's piloting the remote control car blind. He he gets to the end of the corridor, and he turns it. We see it begin to turn perfectly around the corner while he's in the transporter room. And I don't think there's a display screen on the controller. And when the Ferengi has it, and he eventually has to reverse into the Ferengi to beep him with the comm badge to transport him, how does he know the Ferengi's behind the car?
Yeah.
Psychic shit. Never explained. They recapture the ship essentially with transporter fun. And I just love this final line of badass young Picard walking into the ready room, and you appear to be in my chair. Oh, I believe you're in my chair. I love that.
I believe you're in my chair. A child holding a weapon. Exactly what you want to see.
However, what if Damon Lurin, or whatever his name is, knew that something was going wrong and was waiting by the door with a phaser and shot him in the head? Riker should not have let
a way to go.
The young captain go in there alone.
I mean,
at best, he witnesses Lurin shooting himself, perhaps.
Yeah.
Wild.
A very interesting episode.
Very interesting. Overall, it's still one of my absolute favorites. I do want to quickly address, we do have some technobabble with Beverly explaining the DNA, the RNA, Geordi explaining the molecular inversion field that creates the accident, and that's how they get to the solution.
Yeah.
This was cited as one of the most technobabbly episodes of Star Trek in the list that you came up with last week.
Yes.
Did that ring true? Did this feel more or less technobabbly than Threshold did last week?
Less for sure. But I feel like
I agree.
I feel like what they're going to have to explain the science. That's expected. And to your point about like the Riker technobabble, and I think that's why this is on the list, is
but
because
that doesn't count because it's made up. But it does
because it's silliness and it's a lot, and you're still trying to like mentally process it.
Yeah, I guess.
But it did do the thing that you were talking about earlier, where, and we've talked about this before, the technobabble, it always hits on some root words that are familiar to us, and so we sort of like understand what it's attempting to reach for, because it's either grounded in that scientific mold or that medical science mold, where we're like, this is familiar. I can kind of understand where this is going. Whereas Riker's was just, it was new. It was different. It was fun. It was pressed. It was chaotic. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why this one would be on the technobabble list for me, is because what he does, and someone in chat said that it was actually Frakes just totally going crazy.
If it is, I would absolutely love that.
If it was improvised,
I a little bit too polished.
I'm sure there was some of it that was like genuinely like put on a screen in front of him of some words that he can kind of like run into and play with, but there was so much happening. And can you imagine 6 seasons in, and you're so used to sort of the technobabble that you're reading that
I'd accidentally say something real.
Yeah, well, a mixture of that with other things. Yes. So no matter how that went out, that's definitely categorically a fun technobabble moment. So I can see why this would be on the list for sure. But it did a lot with how they were trying to explain the transporter stuff, what was happening with the shuttle, the RNA, the things with the plants. So I decided not to try to write it down this time and just kind of give myself some bullet points. So I don't have a lot in my notes, but there was some really interesting ones that you've already kind of mentioned.
Love it. Give us some pips, Ambassador.
Oh man, I'm sorry to take so long. I'm kind of having a struggle with this one. What are your pips?
3. It's a 3. It's not a 4 because I think it does a half measure on both versions of this episode. But I laughed out loud 3 times. And I've seen this episode. I'm not exaggerating.
So many times.
Dozens of times. It's still that last third gets me, and I can kind of survive the setup in the first half enough to enjoy it. But I just have a lot of fun with this episode. I really, really do. So yeah, it's a 3 for me. I thought this actually hits on the same issues that 4.5 Vulcans had for me. They do too much. They make this happen to too many people. So they do it to 4 of them and explore none of them in any great amount of depth, which is exactly the same problem that 4.5 Vulcans has.
Yeah, plus it's kids, so it's more annoying. And that's why I'm like hovering between a 2 and a 3, and I can't remember if I can do 2.5, but then some of the people in the chat did 2.5.
You can do 2.5, just not 3.5. You've got to commit to the jump to captain from commander.
I'm so lame, but I'm going to go 2.5. I did have fun with this episode. There was some definite like highlight moments, but they were less than watching children have to solve a mystery that kind of happened more quickly at the end. And I don't know. Maybe I'm not giving it the what it deserves. It's close to a 3. It's close to a 3, but I wasn't like, wow, this is really fun. I was like, oh, I miss my crew. And that isn't necessarily fair. But when I go back to TNG, I like seeing my crew. But here's some moments I really did enjoy. I thought Beverly trying to solve like the problem and kind of look into it was interesting to me. I enjoyed seeing Deanna, even though like she doesn't have like a lot to say.
No,
I felt like it was in another important moment to kind of give this idea of accepting that you're maybe forever stuck in this position, and what are you going to do? It's such an interesting idea. Like you have to just immediately accept that you don't have a limb, or that you're in a different body, or that you're like just lived an entire lifespan and now you're back. Like there's just, you have to accept all the crazy stuff that happens in space in this show and move on from it. So to have those favorite characters, Riker, Worf, Deanna, Beverly, and Picard play such a back role. I don't know. When I go back to TNG, I miss those flavors. I guess it's sort of like going to a restaurant that's just sort of like doing a special and you really wanted to have your regular.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, today we don't have any of our regular stuff that you like, but we do have this special. And you know that it's made by the same cooks and chefs, but it's just not the right flavor.
I can't stop thinking about that. I can't stop thinking about what this episode would be like with Worf younger, Beverly younger, Deanna younger. Like,
yeah, that would have been really interesting.
It is odd to have the three kind of tertiary characters take those spots.
Yeah, I just that maybe is the big miss for me is what it would have been like to see my favorite people all transport in and have to lead an entire ship as kids. Or I actually wondered if there was going to be a moment where the kids are on the bridge having to talk to the Klingons, and I wrote this in my notes, what if the Klingons had also been kids? Like they were all sort of impacted by this strange anomaly. And so
oh my gosh,
the Klingon ships decloak and they're children. And so then it's trying to figure out how to work together to become adults again. And because they help each other out, it's sort of like a little handshake, like, we're just going to look past this little incident we had.
But I think that works better. And I love this thought. This works better if they're actually children. If you've actually got, like, let's say Klingons and Romulans that turn into children version of themselves. But it's less fun if it's the grown-up bodies inside of the children bodies, because then it's just a visual thing. But if you actually suddenly have a group of children running a starship, that's a really fun idea. Like that could be really interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, I'm going to be a little biased. I'm going to miss my favorites, and that's okay. Like that's okay. So I think that's why I'm more dipping down into the 2.0. If I ask myself why I would watch this episode again, it's to see Riker fuck with the Ferengi. It's to see Picard throw a tantrum and go hug Riker. And maybe rewatch the episode, like the moments when Beverly is talking to Picard or Deanna is talking to Picard. And that's about it.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, don't worry, I still love this episode. It absolutely fits the what the fun category for me.
Definitely does.
Adore it. Let's head over. Where do you want to go to do a couple of emails, Ambassador?
Let's go to the child's room.
To classroom 7 or 8?
Ooh, let's go to 7 because I don't think I should be trusted with the console in 8.
That's absolutely fair. You would delete the entire thing.
Yeah,
or make naughty doodles.
Yeah.
Choose me out.
Probably.
Okay, hailing frequencies open, everyone. It's time for us to read your messages from Discord, Twitch, Blue Sky, and, well, email. We're going to have Captain Correction, or as they're also known, Quest 2046. Thank you for another message on Blue Sky. This time, not exactly a correction, but a question. A few weeks ago, we talked about Janeway, and often when we talk about Janeway, we mention her genocidal tendencies.
Yes.
Quest says, what genocide did Janeway carry out? In Scorpion. Which is an episode. Not the Borg, nor Species 8472. Did she kill hostile creatures who wanted to eradicate all biological life? Yes. But there are plenty of them left in fluidic space. Please explain your opinion, RE genocide. So this is a downstream genocide, and we joke because she didn't actually commit a genocide.
Can we stop for a second and say we don't joke? That's Ian joking.
Sorry, Ian.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
In defense of that joke, it comes back in an episode called Hope and Fear, where an alien who is, I had to Google what their name was because they don't have a name. They're just known as Species 116. An alien called Arturus has a grudge against Janeway because the deal that she made between Species 8472 and the Borg had a downstream effect of giving the Borg more territory and that wiped out his species. So she passively created a genocide by doing a deal with the Borg. So that's why we kind of joke that she got her crew home at the expense of a species, and that's only one that we know of. We don't know how many other species were eradicated by giving the Borg extra territory. So it's like 100 people versus multiple species. So that's where our kind of like joking goes with that on the genocidal front. Any messages, Ambassador?
Yeah, here's some ones that I pinned for comments on the live show. This one's from Lloydie on YouTube that said, at the beginning of the episode, was Riker coming out of the toilet? The answer is yes.
Was he coming out of that door?
I am saying yes, because I do remember when he first appears, it's like he's walking out of that side area. And I'm remembering all the chats we've had about that being like the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I think he did. Let's just say so.
I need to check again. It's either the observation lounge, which why is he in there on his own, or it's the bathroom.
Chad is saying it could be. I want to say it's the bathroom.
I mean, it's on the same side of the bridge, which is why I assume it's the observation lounge. But there we go. It is canonically accepted as the toilet is on the bridge. I don't think we see many people come out of it.
Or anyone, maybe? I don't know.
I can't remember. Over the 7 years, who knows? Somebody knows. Ambassador, this one is just aimed at you, which I love. This is from YouTube at Electric Eye 9000.
Hello.
To Danae.
Hi.
Back in Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
When you said it would be cooler. So this is context. Pelia mentions traveling through time with a doctor.
Yes.
And you said, wouldn't it have been cooler if it was Doc Brown?
Right.
When you said it would be cooler if Doc Brown was with Pelia rather than Doctor Who, did you know that Christopher Lloyd and Carol Kane were both in the TV show Taxi from 1978 to 1983? No. They've known each other and have been friends for almost 50 years.
I did not know that.
You had no idea how right you are.
That's so great.
She could be referring to Doc Brown and not Doctor Who.
I love that. I love the idea that maybe they wrote it to be even more specific, but she's like, can I just bland this out a bit because she wants to give a nod to her Betty?
Can we make it Christopher Lloyd?
I mean,
but
that's really fun.
There's another layer. Christopher Lloyd is in Star Trek. He plays a Klingon.
Does he?
He plays a Klingon in
the
third Star Trek movie.
I love that.
So this could be a time-traveling Dr. Klingon. And it just hasn't happened yet because it's in Pelia's future. But
I love that.
Who knows? Time travel. Who knows? So yeah, love that.
My next one. I think this was Sci-Fi Brony, like giving some information about the point I had about Beverly. I appreciate that because that's what I remember happening too. So that was appreciated. Let's see. This was a point from Wandering. If this can be used to just change ages, can't anyone use an earlier pattern of themselves so that they never age? Yeah. Why do you need a fountain of youth drugs if you can just use the transporter? And those were my exact thoughts when I was watching it too, is another example. And this would be a good episode to put in a list of technology that should absolutely be talked about more in Star Trek in general. And being able to de-age yourself, it would be one of those.
The tech they introduce. I've got one more email. It's from James, aka Flyboy. Gave some general thoughts about the episode, but what I really love that I didn't know is that
sorry,
Isis J. Jones, who plays young Guinan, also played young Whoopi Goldberg in Sister Act.
Oh, that's fun. In the
same year. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, I love that. That's really fun because I did see both of, like, I've seen Sister Act.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Yeah. I totally remember that face.
I love it. Imagine that being your year. I'm going to play Whoopi Goldberg twice. I love it. It's incredible.
Do it while you can.
Yeah.
Here's a couple of comments that came in during the show. This was interesting from Flyboy too. They toyed with the idea of Ro deciding to remain a child for a while. So my question is,
interesting.
How many episodes? I wonder if Flyboy might have meant like for a while in this episode contained, or if they actually like I don't know that they would have brought the child actor back for future ones.
It wouldn't work with the syndication thing either. It'd be so, you'd have to do it for an entire season.
I think maybe Flyboy was speaking more about this episode, but it did make me think about how interesting it would have been if for like the rest of that season in particular.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you could have ongoing.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
I love that.
I love the idea of that.
Well, that's the idea that Tuvix should have had a voice for himself and didn't. And this,
right. Oh my!
And these people are seen as adults.
Danae, they just march him to the sick. She marches him to the sick bay. Puts him on a bed and energizes. It's one of the most uncomfortable scenes in Star Trek, and I love it.
I still can't stop thinking about it.
It's so jarring. It's so gross.
But like in this one, they've determined that the kids are fully adults. So I guess if Ro wanted to stay a child, that she has that choice.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and she could just grow up.
Let's switch over to another comment. Moopsie versus Ferengi that invaded. Moopsie.
Especially with the amount of bones they have in their head. It's a huge Ferengi. I really need to 3D print a Ferengi skull.
Another comment is from Ruthie. Picard didn't want to share a dorm room with Wesley.
I mean, who would?
That was so funny.
Brutal. And share a dorm room with Wesley Crusher. No, thank you. Oh, this just popped into my head. I can't remember who sent this in, but anyway, somebody sent this thought in. And it's the fact that why doesn't young Picard sound French? As a man who grew up in France, as a Frenchman, shouldn't he be French sounding? I don't know why I'm doing my Beatles accent.
That's accentish.
Yes.
That's accentist.
I mean, it's bad enough that Picard doesn't have a French accent, but young Picard, I am Captain Picard. He should have a French accent. Okay, let's get into what's happening next week. By a landslide victory.
Oh, yes. So
the choices were between Shore Leave, Genesis, and Spock's Brain. 2 TOSs and 1 TNG. Absolute landslide victory to Genesis.
Genesis. We've seen this one before.
This is the first time we're going to be covering an episode that Danae and I have, in recent memory, watched together and will now be watching for the show. So this is going to be super duper interesting. It absolutely fits What the Fuck, and I think What the Fun for me personally. That's going to be TNG Genesis Season 7 Episode 9.
This is going to be interesting. Is this the first time that I have absolutely seen an episode that we're going to cover on the show?
I think so. I can't imagine.
I'm very curious how this is going to go.
I can't imagine. I can't think of another one.
Yeah, me either.
What's going to happen for the rest of the season? That leaves us with 4 episodes. As we said at the top of the show, I'm gonna do a blog post on the Ian and Danae Patreon that's going to be free to anybody. You don't have to pay. You'll just be able to view it, and it's going to list the following episodes with the amount of votes that they've accrued so far, and you can continue to vote for your order, for the order in which that you want to watch the episodes, and I will put that into this tally. Send them by email or DM me on Discord. Yes, Ambassador.
Yeah. We only have 4 more episodes to vote on, and there's 8 that are in flux. So
I've added 3.
4 will be
I've added 3 more.
7 will be cut.
So there's going to be 11 episodes to choose from because I've added 3 that have popped into my brain based on this discussion. So this might be getting convoluted. Either way, we're going to watch some fun Star Trek. But
yeah, we're going to watch fun Star Trek. And if you want to weigh in, go to patreon.com/Ian and Danae. It will be a free blog post and you can stay updated. And if you want to vote, you can send us an email or a DM.
But it'll just be the top 4 of that list that we'll be covering in this season of What the Fuck, What the Fun. Now, the list of episodes to choose from, I'm just going to run them down super quick. Spock's Brain, Shore Leave, obviously. Then we've got A Piece of the Action, Phantasms, Deja Q, Disaster, The Royale, Move Along Home, Tinker Tailor, Dr. Spy, A Fistful of Datas, Disaster, and Starship Mine. 4 of those will round out this season of What the Fuck, What the Fun Star Trek. And then we'll head into a new season that is to be decided. Yeah. Well, if you want to get in touch with the show with any qualms, queries, issues, or the episodes that you'd like us to cover for the rest of the season, you can send them to ian@iananddanae.com. You can join our Discord. The description is in the link. And for early access and an ad-free version of the podcast, plus some access to some gaming things that we're doing, including our Minecraft server, you can go to patreon.com/iananddanae and part with 3 bars of gold press platinum per month to get some yummy perks and support some of the things that we're doing. Ambassador? No, I haven't done my thing yet, so shush.
What? What am I doing?
You can also join the fun of the live show now or later, youtube.com/Ian/@IanandDanae and twitch.tv/Danae says. And until next week, I am Captain Ian and I am powered by a redundant Kellicore Remostat, an FTL nanoprocessor, a primary Heisen frame terminal, bilateral, kellilateral drives. Shit. And a bilateral, kellilateral, ferromantle drive. That'll sound great in the edit.
That'll sound really good in the edit. Yeah. And it's, which is something stupid like make it so.
In a high-pitched voice.
And it's, would you like to see some interesting plants or animals from me?
Live long and prosper. Delete audio.
Yeah, exactly. Delete it.
Deleted. Let's go. Yeah, you got a choice of 11 episodes, people.
That's crazy.
11 episodes.
Yummy perks.
Yummy perks. We hope you think they're yummy.
Yes, we do. We're always like, are we doing enough? It is hard. It's hard to keep up with all the great ideas.
Yeah.
Boop.
So true.
Okay, so I pinned a couple things for next week, including Slab's comment, Genesis, that when we're Worf 100% ate a member of the crew.
Yep, happened. There's no way they all survived.
Because I have to put that up on screen next week. It's too funny.
Yeah.
And then Steven asks, what is the next season after this one? From what I know, we haven't decided yet. But
DVD. Yeah.
But we haven't done any Enterprise. And
You wanna? I wanna.
I think we should consider doing something with Enterprise, but I don't know if it's going to be like a watch every episode thing.
No, we don't.
We might need
to
like maybe decide with your guys' help to go in chronological order, but like skip around still.
Yeah.
But start off and hit like the most sort of desirable ones.
I think that's a really good idea. We definitely obviously do the premiere, the first episode. And then we'll do a cultivate. I think we do a cultivate. This sounds great. I love this. A cultivated list of 8 episodes that kind of take us through some of Enterprise.
You've already got ideas. See, this could be, I don't know. It's one that I've been a bit curious about. Yeah, exactly, Polly. Like kind of come up with a general idea of how many we want to do in the season run and then do sort of a fan highlighted Enterprise run. I haven't run this by Ian at all.
Oh, I love this idea, truly.
So.
I've been trying to break us into Enterprise because there's some what the fuck episodes that I just don't want to do from Enterprise because you've seen 0 seconds of it. It
could be like, it's always fun to just jump in because I can pick up on things in a fun way. But one of the things we've noticed is that when we did that, for example, with like Jadzia, is I did not have a positive reaction, but maybe it can't be avoided.
And I kind of do want you to have a positive reaction
because Fly Boy, I'm sorry.
Enterprise is like my guilty pleasure.
Did you guys do Cupid before? Because Worf protesting he's not a married man is worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah, we did. We did that for our Valentine's. No, did we?
I think it was a love series or something. Was it love?
Yeah, we did something for a love series.
I have seen that one, and I just can't remember if it was for the show or we just watched it. We've done
it for the show.
Here's what we really need to do. We need to make our website and catalog our shows. I think it's time.
I just haven't pulled out. I know that we've covered close to 200 episodes of Star Trek.
Is Starfleet Academy starting in January? I think so, and that will obviously be the plan, is to do a watch along. Yeah,
January 15th. So hopefully the next season will take us through, including holiday breaks and whatnot, through to the Academy. And I'm tempted, I kind of wanted to do a few Academy-based episodes, but you never really learn much about the Academy through those episodes. And this is Starfleet Academy in the 31st century, so it's not like it's really going to inform a huge amount. So I think we just go into it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We need Danae's opinion on the early decontamination room procedures.
Oh my!
Oh, I think I remember that. Wasn't that the jelly?
Yes.
From TOS?
They lube each other up.
I remember that. I remember.
Lower decks.
Was it Lower Decks? We saw
they do
it.
In Lower
Yes.
Decks. Yeah.
And I was so confused. But Lower Decks is great to be able to show that.
And Lower Decks gave
What
Enterprise so much love, and I really respect that.
A Boothby series?
Boothby would be a great series. Yeah, they should have a holographic Boothby at this Starfleet Academy. He's the groundskeeper at Starfleet Academy.
Oh, okay.
But he's the groundskeeper you want to be best friends with, because he's been there for like.
Because he's terrifying.
Well,
he'll kill you.
Yes, especially if you carve your name into his tree. But he's been there for like 60 years, so he knows everything. He knows all of the secrets. He's been there longer than any of the faculty. He's Guinan, basically, for the Academy. Everybody knows Boothby.
Did we do the first duty? I don't remember that one.
We haven't done the first duty, definitely.
And this
not.
lighting is making me crazy.
Because you would be absolutely confused by the appearance of the actor that plays Tom Paris. Playing a different character in Star Trek. Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck with my screen, guys. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, this podcast is the only reason I have. Oh well, there we go. We have to do it. We have to do it now.
Service. We'll definitely be doing it. 100%. We'll be doing all the live Star Trek. I just hope it's good.
You never know. Okay, until you just get in there.
You don't. You do not know.
Okay, so what if I do?
You don't even know. Will you listen to the outtakes this week?
Oh my.
Because I sang a song for you.
You did what?
I sang a song for you in the outtakes.
When?
While you were upstairs making coffee this week.
Oh, this week?
Did you listen to this week's outtakes?
I will try.
Okay. If I play
Look at that. Look at that.
It's beautiful. I like it.
I think it's doing like really weird.
I don't like it.
I mean, I am really messing with some things. So that's just how it's going to be. Really, Steven? That's so fun.
I knew that.
Oh, I knew that. Maybe I did know that. Thank you. That's cool. Holly Hunter, is she? Let me look her up.
She is going to be the lead captain in Academy.
Oh, she's got such an interesting voice. I really like her voice.
She's a get. She is big get. And Paul Giamatti is going to be the big bad guy.
Because she's the mother in The Incredibles.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And I love, it's just such a juicy texture.
Yes.
That's such a strange way to describe somebody's voice.
A juicy texture to their voice. I think she'd appreciate that.
Enjoy your sonic shower.
Thanks for coming, Moriarty.
Thank you for coming. We're not sure if we're going to be live again doing anything tonight or not, but we will post on Patreon first and then onto our Discord.
Yeah, we will. Has she not won an Oscar?
A juicy voice. I know. I did so silly. Okay,
I thought Holly Hunter had won an Oscar.
What if I just turn that off? Oh, this is bad. Oh, and that's a little bit better. Oh, I can do some really weird stuff with the contrast. Ooh, I'm spooky.
Yeah, she won.
Ooh.
She won Best Actress in 1994.
For what? For what?
I'm just about to get to that.
Do a little black and white. Here we go. That's better. We'll just go black and white.
Best Actress 1994 Oscar. The Piano.
Slab, do we really? It's probably because I have been messing with I know you said this earlier, but I've been messing with my lighting and I'm trying so that my background definitely shows more of the certain colors that we have on the lighting. And his doesn't. It's weird. Our cameras are weird.
I don't understand why.
But we're definitely.
It comes down to we're using different cameras. That's the issue.
Different cameras.
Different lenses.
So weird.
We should just get two of the same.
No, it's great. The piano.
Yep, we just had that conversation.
Well, I know. I'm trying to figure out what that was.
Oh, I haven't seen it actually. I have not seen it.
We actually were just talking about doing something random because of Diane Keaton passing, and there was a movie that my mom used to watch when I was a kid called Baby Boom, and I made Ian watch the trailer. What did you think of the trailer to Baby Boom with Diane Keaton from like 1989?
I got very confused because it doesn't tell the story very well. It didn't super hook me because all I got is that Harold Ramis is playing a character that may be in love with her, but then she goes on a retreat because somebody gives her a baby and then a poet kisses her against a car.
Yes.
That's the trailer.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Like
you do, Flyboy? That's great.
She has a baby that belongs to a relative that she doesn't like.
Essentially, she becomes an instant mother of a small infant, and it fucks with her career.
There we go.
And it's like how she recovers from not being seen as a strong woman anymore, that she was relegated to mother and all that stuff. Yeah. So, did you really? That's amazing.
I'd watch it with you because it's so rare that you want to watch a movie.
It's weird. Like I kind of want to watch some of the old ones again because I watched it when I was little because my mom watched it. And so I just have weird kid memories of it, not proper, thoughtful.
Of course.
Yeah. And there's problems with movies that are older. So I'm really curious. Like it's subverting the woman's role, but also probably just immediately putting her right. Yeah, so I'm really curious about that. But another one that I'd like to watch just because I'm wondering if it's going to be ruined by time is Splash, which I saw when I was way too young and I had an obsession with mermaids for a long time because of it. And that's where my crush of Tom Hanks began.
Understandable.
So I would want to watch that one. And I want to watch The Fifth Element just to kind of fast forward a bit on the timeline of when movies were created. Oh, and I want to watch Big with you as well.
I'm down for all of this.
Did you ever see Big?
Yeah, I've seen Big.
Oh, okay. Well, then that won't
problematic
be as
fuck.
Super fuck.
Super problematic. It's a reverse Rascals.
It's so annoying.
It's a kid's brain in an adult body.
Old movie. That would be interesting, right?
We should absolutely have a movie podcast.
We want to do movies. We want to do Dungeons and Dragons. We want to play Minecraft. We want to do all kinds of things. But thank you for being here for all of it. We're going to go ahead and log off for tonight. And we'll post this immediately so that Sarah Sapira can watch it in the future. Sarah, hello, we miss you. Thank you guys for your support. Please continue to talk about the podcast on your, anywhere you talk about Star Trek, because people are still finding us. They don't know that we're out there in the world.
It's the truth.
There's some really interesting forums and posts that'll pop up on my newsfeed about Star Trek. And I always wonder, I wonder how do people find the Star Trek podcast? What happens if I Google search myself? But word of mouth is the fastest way to be recognized.
It really is.
Please consider sharing us with your other Star Trek friends. And thank you for your support, whether you're on Patreon or just watching through any of the ways that you guys watch the show. It really means a lot to us.
I didn't want to mention it, but I because I sometimes miss names. I figured this was your first time dropping by, and if it is,
it's Moriarty. I just put that together. It's Moriarty.
Oh, that's amazing. If this is your first time, hello. If it's not, I'm sorry.
Ian, I understand that reference.
You're so clever. What is the reference?
It's a computer program that comes to life.
You've come up with the correct reference. I love that.
It's Data. Is it Data? He goes into the place of the magicalness and but then the program kind of becomes real and then he stays alive inside. But and you're like, oh no, and he steps outside. He goes outside and he's real.
Ergo sum.
Therefore I am. He's real, but he's also dangerous.
Yes.
And so they put him into a little cube.
They do, into a holographic cube with lots of adventures.
I'm so proud of myself for remembering all of that.
So much of that.
That was a really fun episode.
I love that. Again, one of my go-tos. I love that episode.
That's a really fun one.
The Lady Bartholomew. creates
evil.
Sorry, Moriarty.
Sorry to simplify.
No.
That's so funny.
Written by an Englishman to be evil, but he has gone beyond that.
Oh,
Create
he's
an
not
adversary capable of defeating Data.
I love this. Nah, not evil. He goes beyond his design.
There we go.
That's exactly it. That was a great episode. So was that?
Right.
Did Data rewrite that one to have more of a challenge, and so the code had to create a more realistic version of something to challenge Data? Was that right?
Data is having Data and Geordi are having some time on the holodeck, and Geordi gets pissed because Data figures out all of the Sherlock Holmes solutions immediately. He's like, you know the books inside out. So they try and create a new program, but it's still just an amalgamation. So Geordi goes away and says,
Geordi does
create an adversary capable of defeating Data. And then all of the power drain happens.
Oh, yes. Oh, what a great episode. Like,
it's so good. The computer's just like, whoop. Worf's is like, power drain? Oh, that was weird.
Oh my God.
Great. And then he appears.
It's so funny too, because now that we've watched the Strange New Worlds version of that essentially happening already, because it created something capable. Like, we hadn't really put that together, but it drains the ship. Yeah. And so she's like, we shouldn't pursue this technology because it's too dangerous. And then it ends up happening later.
In TNG, yeah, like, this is too dangerous, you could do this. And that's the first one. They eventually, like, turn Moriarty off and say, we're going to put some research into this and we're going to figure out how to make you real. And then 3 years later, he is accidentally turned back on by Barclay.
Yeah, that's right. That's when the cube comes.
The ship in a ship, and then he ends up in a cube. Because they send him off in a shuttle.
That's
assuming he can leave the ship, but actually he's inside a program.
Oh, so fucking brutal.
So good. My favorite bit of that episode probably is at the second one is Barclay at the very end. He's got the cube in his hand. Everybody leaves the observation lounge, and he's just like, computer end program. Because they're mentioned like, maybe we're in a simulation sitting on someone's desk. And that's the first time I'd heard of simulation theory. And now, 35 years later...
Do you do that every once in a while?
Oh, 100%. All the time.
I kind of love that,
computer end program, just in case it works.
I kind of love that.
Just in case I fall in the loop.
Okay, I have a question. You or chat will know this one, because I was thinking about Geordi. Did Geordi create Moriarty accidentally before or after he created the engineer that he ended up having like a little crush on? Like, which came first?
Moriarty came first.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he knew when he was creating that person that there was a chance that she could become real.
It's depending on the wording, yes. Because he could have said, create a program that's smarter than me to solve this problem. Like, he could have used that wording, but he didn't.
That's right. He didn't do it on purpose. You're absolutely right. He didn't. But once he realized it, he could have. He's a sly dog. You're right about that.
He probably didn't want her to be too smart.
So to end the show today, I think we should all say computer arch.
Arch!
But as, what character were they playing when they did that?
Samuel Clemens.
Yes.
Thingy.
Okay, so we can all do it in our own way. Whether you might have people around you trying to sleep or something, and maybe you can't do it out loudly. But yes, it was Mark Twain. That's right.
Mark Twain.
But think about it in your mind, and we're on the show today. So, are you ready?
Computer.
Computer.